Yes, good afternoon. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. How is everyone doing? Today, I want to talk to you about, it was a conversation that was brought up by Charlie Eccleshare, the Spurs correspondent, so to speak, for The Athletic. Everyone knows Charlie Eccleshare. And Charlie Eccleshare has said the following in regards to Spurs' transfer window that is coming up. So let's have a look. Before I get into my feelings on anything and what we need, hello to you. Smash the like button. Please subscribe. Thank you for all the well wishes since Perchy and I have decided to merge as one channel. Please subscribe to Football Heritage TV and to FHTV Clips as well. Let's have a look. This is what Charlie Eccleshare said. So if we actually look here, Charlie Eccleshare said this. He said, January transfer plans, centre back and left winger stroke centre forward likely to be targeted. The new recruitment team, Villa's head of research, Frederick Latt, expected to join. Why it doesn't look like Ndombele's Galatasaray loan will end in Jan. And he went on to give a lot more information to that as well. But the line we're going to focus on is that top line, the January transfer plans. Now, this is what everyone's been talking about. And let's be brutally honest, I'll call it out. I know many people won't, but everyone says we've had this wonderful window in the summer. I think we had a 50-50 window. I think 50% of it was phenomenal. Vicario, Van der Ven, Maddison, superb. The other 50% for me is very much unknown. Solomon, in and out, injuries. Brennan Johnson, injuries. You've only seen cameos. Kulu, for me, I think everyone knows I'm massively underwhelmed by Kulu as a winger. Yes, I know he's got his strengths, but for me, he underwhelms me compared to the other wingers in the league. And the other ones are then Valise and also Ashley Phillips. So that led a lot of people saying, hang on, we've not sorted out the centre-back position. Now, at the moment, it's fine. At the moment, that's fine because Van der Ven and Romero, we're playing once a week. They haven't picked up injuries, touch wood. As long as that continues, we're all good. But that's not sustainable, is it? It's not sustainable to only have two centre-halves. So I completely understand when Charlie Eccleshare is saying a centre-back is a priority. Should have been a priority for me in the summer, but we know it's a priority now. But let's look forward to what he also said, that the priority is going to be a left winger or a striker. So that is where the question I'm asking you today is, which one of those do we need? Do we need a left winger? Do we need a striker? Do we need both? Why is it one or the other? Now, obviously, everything can't be done in one window. We know that. And it's a nice go-to line. People like to roll it out and go, oh, patience, it can't be done. Of course. But at some point, you've got to buy what you need. So, left winger. Let's look at the pros and cons to signing a left winger. Right now, Tottenham Hotspur have got Ivan Perisic, who's out for the remainder of the season, and his contract ends at the end of the year. He won't be a Tottenham Hotspur footballer next year if he is even past January. Who knows? So let's get rid of him. Sonny has moved from the left, where he spent most of his Spurs career, into the middle, where he is now flourishing and scoring goals, which is his best position because he's one of the best finishers in the country. That's his role. Solomon, for me, bought as a little bit of a bit part player. I like Solomon. I've got nothing against him. I think that he's going to play enough games. Is he going to grab you enough goals? I don't think he will. I think he'll get you a few goals, a few assists. But is he the guy if you've got aspirations to win titles? I'm not sure. Just saying not sure. I like him. Good player. Looking forward to him coming back. But aspirations for titles, aspirations to reach higher levels. Forget titles, just to reach higher levels. Not so sure. Brian Hill. It's one of those players that we haven't seen anything from for a couple of years. Not really his fault. Hasn't really ever been given game time. You can ask why. It could be the same as Papa Sarr. Wasn't given game time under Conte, but then gets game time and improves leaps and bounds. Could we see that with Brian Hill? Is he good enough? Is he ready? Some want to bring up the conversation about, is he strong enough for the Premier League? I don't sign up to that myself, but valid arguments. I understand it. So you've got Hill, Perisic, Son's moved inside, Solomon. Brennan Johnson plays out wide there. For me, I'm not having it. I don't think he's a left-sided forward at all. I think this guy needs to be playing on the right wing. For me, that's just me. I think his pace, his natural pace on the right-hand side, he's right-footed. For me, I think he would be so dangerous down the right-hand side. Then you look at Kulu coming over. Could he play on the left? Well, we've never seen it. He never gets played there. So you'd have to say no, he doesn't play there. So all of those signs for me point to one thing. Yes, we need a left-sided player. Now, not just any left-sided player. It can't be another mediocre player. For me, you've got to have the player there. You've got to have your Luis Diaz. Yeah? You've got to have your Matoma, your Grealish or your Docker or your Foden or your Diaby. For me, your Mo Salah, you've got to start getting those top-level wide players in. So there's your argument for a left-sided player. But I think Will Stewart made a great point last night on Spurs Unleashed. If you're going to get wide players in, for him, he said they need to contribute 16 goal contributions a season. Looking at 8 to 10 goals, 8 to 10 assists. So between 16 and 20 goal contributions. And I agree that one of them has to. I don't think both sides have to. Man City, both sides don't, but they have their uses. But they've got one that always does. There's always one that grabs loads of goals. Yeah, Liverpool, both sides do. Brighton have one that does. Do you see what I mean? So for me, yes, we need a left-sided forward badly. For me, badly. Everyone knows I'm not a massive fan of any of our forward options other than Son. I think we've got a lot of decent players up there, but other than Son, I think decent is the only word I would use. And that's across all of them. Richarlison, all of them. All of them I'm putting into that bracket. Richarlison, Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson, Solomon, Diaby, they're okay. But now, does that mean that I think we don't need a striker? No, I think we need a striker as well. Now, I acknowledge that we won't buy both. But we do. We need a striker. You can't just have one. And Son isn't even an orthodox centre forward. He's the best finisher in the country. When he's on fire, the best finisher in the country. Him and Haaland, best finishers in the country. But what if you need a more orthodox forward? Do teams win trophies with just one goal scorer, i.e. a Son? They don't tend to. Goals are chipped in from everywhere. You look at Man City last season. Yes, Haaland got a lot of goals, but they had 8 to 10 goals from everywhere else. And for me, I still think Spurs need that type of player. I've gone on record a number of times and said, for me, that striker is Santiago Jimenez. For me, it's a no-brainer, Santiago Jimenez. Other people are talking about the likes of Girassi from Germany because he's had a good season. Huang of Wolves because he's had a good season this season. Ivan Toney's name gets bandied about, but Chelsea want him. Man United want him. Arsenal want him, if all reports are to be believed. Never know, do you? You never know. So lots of names get bandied about. And then on the left side forward, you get names bandied about such as Jadon Sancho. Is he this great player that's just been treated badly at Man United? Is he a troublemaker? Is he the player we saw at Dortmund where when an arm is around him, when he's got that arm, that love, that come on, you're our guy, scores goals and assists? For me, he's a sometimes player. Anyone who watches me regularly will know I use the term sometimes player. Players that are very good, but in patches, not consistently. For me, I think Spurs have a lot of these players, and I think, or have had over the years. And I think what you need is these players to be always players. James Maddison always looks good. Some will always score goals. Yeah? That's what you need. Van der Ven, every game looks good to me. You know, this is what you need. So it does create an interesting debate. Now, some people will go, oh, well, we're top of the league. We don't need any more players. For me, that's short-sighted. Saying that we don't need any more in the forward area, I do worry. Like most clubs would. If you take Son out, I don't see where the goals are coming from. I don't think it's just me. I think the fact that Charlie Eccleshare is saying that Spurs want a forward. This isn't me. This is the club saying they want a forward, whether it's a winger or centre forward. They must acknowledge it as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you want? What position? Left-sided, centre forward, both? Who? Who is achievable? We could chuck out names. I see names like Krashkilia of Napoli, who's going to cost you 80 to 100 million. That's not realistic. That's not what Daniel Levy does. So who do we need? What do we get? Let me know your thoughts. I look forward to hearing them. Speak to you soon. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.